Hey guys, Taylor with GammaEdge here. Wanted to do a quick video for you on kind of the trading strategy I've been using lately. It all stemmed from this just quick post I posted in my trading log. You can find down here. Just background every day I post the pre-market spreadsheet, which we'll get to in a minute. But in short, I just posted P&L curve since the beginning of April. The reason why the beginning of April is because up through March, I was doing SPX 0DT. Full transparency, was not successful with it. Just isn't for me. A lot of other people in our community are successful trading 0DT. Just didn't fit with my personality. I came into trading doing kind of the swing trading approach using technicals, and that's what I'm most comfortable with. So that's what I went back to in applying GammaEdge into that system. Obviously, I mean, the results speak for themselves. It's working for me. So I just wanted to quickly show you what I do. It is very simple. There is the GammaEdge, just making sure options market are in line, and then the technicals, just making sure, trend is either higher or lower. First off, I start with just our general pre-market prep. I want to understand what is the structure of the SPX complex. It's either bullish or bearish. It's either improving or deteriorating. Then I will go to the market trend model. I will make sure that that is, constructive either to the upside or downside. Ideally, it's giving us confluence between the SPX structure. So if SPX is bullish, then I want to make sure that the market trend model, trending higher or whatever as well. So with that, then I will move to the spreadsheet, and within the spreadsheet, really what I do is I focus on the delta balance state. Above zero means calls are in control. Below zero means that puts are in control. Now the left hand above spot price and below spot price could be one's call dominated, one's put dominated, but in aggregate they are all call dominated. So I create two watch lists in TradingView. I create a bull list and a bear list. The bull list is simply just call delta is above zero, and then making sure, and then I filter out less than zero, then making sure 2+ gex, which I kind of treat as our short-term upside target, making sure that it has room to run 2+ gex. So, like using Friday, the 27th as an example, there's potentially 102 names that showed up on this. Same thing to the downside, I will do below zero. These are kind of my bearish names from there. And then what I do is I simply just apply technical analysis to the name. Like as an example, so Lulu is a name that I'm looking at. Why? Because looking at its structure, that's the wrong one. Looking at its structure, Lulu call dominated. Again, just looking at Nell Delta, calls are in control, transitions 390, upside targets 400. So that is all constructive kind of for a bullish trade, in my opinion. So then what I do is I go look at the chart because I already know, okay, based off the options market, it's bullish. And then I go look at kind of a bullish chart pattern per se, if you want to call that. So yeah, it's kind of just above, 50, 21-day moving averages. Those are just rough rules of thumb that I use just to kind of bifurcate a bullish and a bearish stock. So then what I want to look for is ideally the day I'm entering the trade, I want to see it break above the prior day high and above the prior week high. That's strong signals for me because what moves higher should continue to move higher. And if it fails to move higher, then that's kind of a red flag of what's happening here. And it's a really good way to size your risk because then you can use your stop loss as the prior day low as a potential stop loss. You could do 21 exponential moving average, 50-day moving average, whatever, or you can, go back to the options market and say, okay, below the bottom of the transition zone could be my stop loss, or below, index could be my stop loss, stuff like that. So there's a million different ways based off your system on how you can size your risk. But again, just in terms of making sure you're fishing in the right ponds, being call or put dominated, and then B, I'm just using this simple technical analysis here to say, okay, like Monday, I'm gonna be looking, okay, can Lulu break above Friday's high? Can it break above prior week's high? And if it does that, check. Everything is in line, and then that's a really compelling bullish trade. And then on Friday, I took coin short. The reason I took coin short is the market was kind of weakening. Um, Looking at coin structure, you can see it's kind of a hodgepodge in here, a lot of mix of call and put speculation. And then I cheated a little bit just because, okay, yes, the moving averages are starting to roll over to the extent you believe in that stuff. And then, yeah, it broke below Thursday's low. And then, it looks like it has a chance to take out the prior week's high, but then Monday I want to see it take out, last week's high. So this is kind of just a good short entry in my opinion, and if we break above kind of this natural swing high right here at 283, or break above prior week's high, which is at that same level, then that could potentially be a stop loss for me. Or if we start to see the market trend model start to improve, start to pick up again, because I mean, keep in mind it's simply just was a pullback on Friday, so nothing crazy, but the general market did have a pretty decent stop there, but it certainly did recover. So yeah, this may look like a dumb trade in hindsight. I don't know, but if it breaks below here even more, then that could be another signal for myself to press the short a little bit, assuming that the gamma structure continues to weaken as well. Kind of piling in down here at 230 in the short term. So yeah, I mean, this trade looks pretty good so far. So yeah, again, just recapping the system real quick, start out with understanding overall sentiment of the market, what's the trend of the market using SPX and the market trend model. Once that's established, identify my bull and my bear list. Bull list, again, delta balance greater than 0, meaning calls are dominant in aggregate of the structure. And then bear list is a delta balance below 0, which is in aggregate puts are in control. And from there, I'm using just simple, technical analysis to help me kind of confirm that trade. Again, bullish trade when I see it, trending higher, series of higher highs, higher lows. That's a definition of an uptrend, right? And then for my trigger, take out prior day high, prior week highs, that strong confluence there, and then to the downside, really just a flip-flop of methodology, put dominated, see the trend of the stock moving lower, breaking below key lows of prior day, prior week, stuff like that. And yeah, it's super easy. I'll start doing a better job of documenting all this stuff, but would appreciate your guys' interaction as well to the extent you guys want to do this with me. We can be super collaborative, and you guys see identifying stocks is super easy. So you guys start to identify stocks, we can go back and forth, maybe take some trades together, see how it works out. And then yeah, last thing I hit on is just the way that I execute trades. I like to sell options. That's just, again, kind of how I was introduced to the market, and that's just kind of how it makes sense in my brain. Meaning, if I'm bullish, I'm probably going to be selling some puts or a put spread, and if I'm bearish, selling some calls or some call spreads. Why? Because that just, mentally, I'm right if the stock moves lower, if the stock moves sideways, or if the stock moves up just a little bit. That's if I'm bearish. Then bullish is, obviously if it moves up, I'm correct. If it moves sideways or it moves down a little bit, I'm still correct. So that's just the way I do it. Doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong. Can certainly, express these to a long option trade through stock, any other various methods. That's really the only method you can do. But yeah, so yeah, excited to keep this doing more publicly. Would appreciate your guys's interaction as well, because it's it's hard to do it in an echo chamber. No idea if you guys are getting benefit out of it or not. So hopefully this was helpful, and yeah, appreciate it. Let me know your feedback.